We're now going to start honoring the best productions of the 2023-2024 season Off-Broadway. And we're going to start with the best new musical, which really embodies everything that we've all been saying about what Off-Broadway is, which is to say, when someone tells you about an idea for what they want to do, and your first reaction is, what? How are you going to sell tickets to that? Then you know you were talking about Off-Broadway, and in this case, the best of Off-Broadway, the best new musical, Dead Outlaw. Right? This strange, funny, melancholy, thoughtful, reflective, and raucous play, conceived by David Yazbek, with music and lyrics by David Yazbek and Eric Della Penna, a book by Itamar Moses, and directed by David Cromer. Dead Outlaw is the most unlikely of musicals. It tells the story, the true story, of the life and death of Elmer McCurdy. You don't remember him? Okay. The hopeless, doomed from the get-go, confused, angry, unhappy, incompetent desperado, whose mummified body toured the U.S. in sideshows and was somehow locked away in a Southern California amusement park until it was discovered by a teamster who stumbled on it while shooting an episode of The $6 Million Man. And somehow, this remarkable group of theater artists took this sad and difficult tale and turned it into a musical tall tale that is by turns funny and moving, heartbreaking, and a rollicking good time. It's a foot-stomping rockabilly musical. It's an old-fashioned tall tale of the Old West. It's a biting satire on fame and fortune, and it's even a memento mori. It's a reminder of the mortality that comes not to just poor, incompetent train robber Elmer McCurdy, but to all of us. And as if that weren't enough, it has this touching moment, a moment where it looks like Elmer is going to experience and perhaps even be redeemed by love. It doesn't work out for Elmer. But that simple, beautiful moment in the middle of the madness of the world of the play still sticks with you long after the lights have gone down. So for their artistry and insight and vision, let's celebrate the recipients of this year's Off-Broadway Alliance Award for Best Musical. Please help me welcome and congratulate the insightful and perspicacious producers of Dead Outlaw, Kate Navin and Kylie Ayar.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go slightly off script after listening to what everybody said today. I'm Kate Navin. I founded Audible Theater 7 years ago, and we are very deliberately off-Broadway. And I hear a lot of times, what about Broadway, Kate? And we'll be there. We are there a little bit, maybe with this show, maybe not. But we are very specifically off-Broadway. I was an agent for a decade before I was at Audible, and I know the importance of the work that is done off-Broadway, and I know the need to continue to make it stronger and invest in it and invest in the work and the artists. So it means a lot to us to be recognized in this way. So thank you so much. Dead Outlaw is a very strange story. My son, Cooper, will say he loves hearing me tell the plot because I do it a little bit different every time, and it's weird and funny, and he's very excited to see it someday. Someday, Coop. The joy that this story has brought to audiences is because of so many people, so I am going to thank them and name them. When this first came our way, David Yazbek called and invited Kaylee, my colleague, to see it at 54 Below. At that point, it was just some songs, and David didn't know what he wanted to do with it. He didn't know if he should be in it. He did not want to be, but there was a question about whether or not he should be in it. And we felt very grateful to have an opportunity to say, let's figure it out. And we did that, and I'm very glad we did, and that they trusted us. So here are all of the people, not all of them, but a lot of the people who helped make this musical happen. Thank you, Jonathan and Jesse from Baseline. You have truly kept this wild train on the tracks. To our partners at Bone O'Brien Brown and Spotco, thank you for making sure people heard about the show. I get to stand here representing a lot of people at Audible, from our marketing teams, our PR teams. There's a lot of people there, BA Legal, that sort of make our team of 4 look great. So I want to thank all of them. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you for your partnership on this show and your smart producing. It was totally invaluable. Thank you to our stage management team, backstage crew, musicians, Rebecca Bruce, our music director, Dean Schernow, our music supervisor, and orchestrations. We had brilliant designers who worked, talk about making magic off-Broadway. I don't think it looks scrappy. It's maybe a little scrappy, but it was a stunning production. So Arnulfo, Sarah, Heather, Kai, Josh, and Isabella, our gorgeous designers. Anitaj, who helped make the cast move. We had the best cast. Andrew, Jeb, Julia, Tom, Eddie, Ken, Trent, and Dash. Really, if you can work with any of them, you should work with all of them. They have been such a dream. We have been a family, and they really are the epitome of an ensemble. They've been incredible. David Cromer, David Yazbek loved to tell the story about, he went up to David Cromer and said, "You need to direct this." And David said, "No, because I'm gonna wanna do a thing that this show isn't." And David Yazbek said, "That's what I need." And make it theatrical and make it a story and give me the container. And he did a brilliant job. And then, of course, to the creators, David Yazbek, Eric Della Penna, and Idamar Moses. I really want to thank them for introducing us to Elmer McCurdy, for trusting us to produce this piece that's very important to them. I don't take that for granted. It is hard for artists to trust, especially when this was our very first traditional musical. And I'm very grateful for that and for the gift that is this incredible show. So thank you so much again. It means so much.
Where are you going? I just want to know because we took you out of there. I just want to know where you're off to.
I do now have to run out to Central Jersey to get my son to his baseball game.
And he hasn't seen your show, but you're going to see his baseball game?
Yes. Yeah. It's how it works in this house.
That's beautiful.
So thank you for
Thank you so
that.
much.
Thank you.
Okay.